GBI is so pleased and confident that this has been one of the best tremendous efforts and collaborations of multiple law enforcement agencies in the metro Atlanta area that I've seen in a long time. And I'm honored to be with these fine sheriffs and district attorneys that have helped this case come into fruition. So I appreciate your time today.
So, two investigations merged into one big investigation?
I would call it one big investigation that spawned into our investigation toward the back end.
So, the people on this chart in front of you, the person at the top is Joshua Harrison. Do we know where he was getting his drugs?
I want to reserve answering that question, mainly because the case is still active and open, and we're also formulating the prosecutorial side of this case. So I just want to not answer that question at this time, but I'll leave that for the district attorney to answer.
What message is this really sending to the entire state? I mean, you have all of these other every agency here today that really partook in this effort. So what are you really trying to send a message across the state about, other units like this, other organizations like this? What do you want to let our viewers know about that?
Well, two things come to my mind immediately. Number one is that methamphetamines and other dangerous drugs of this type are a scourge on the people of Georgia. And they damage and destroy families, they damage and destroy individuals, and it is a societal burden on the Peach State. The second thing is the clear message that I think that I could give the people of Georgia is that if you enter into the trafficking of these type of things, we're glad to come after you. So those are the two things that come to my mind today on that. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jonathan Adams. I'm the District Attorney of the Talladega Judicial Circuit, which includes Butts County, Lamar County, and Monroe County. I'm excited by today's operation because it is an outstanding example of law enforcement and how they can keep our community safe. These types of drugs bring in the worst kind of violence and harms to our communities, to our citizens. They're harmed by the drugs, they're harmed by the gangs, they're harmed by the guns, they're harmed by the trafficking that comes with every element of this crime. I want to thank specifically some organizations that were a part of this. We had the District Attorney's Office from the Griffin Judicial Circuit, District Attorney Marie Broder. We, of course, had this operation initiated by Sheriff Gary Long in the Butts County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Darrell Dix with the Spalding County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Brad White with the Lamar County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Brad Freeman with Monroe County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Donnie Pope with Jasper County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Jimmy Thomas, Pike County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Chuck Smith, Meriwether County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Dan Kilgore with Upson County Sheriff's Office. We had the FBI with the Middle District of Georgia. We have the United States Marshal's Office, represented now by Marshal Biddick of the Middle District of Georgia. We have the DEA from the Middle District of Georgia. We have the DEA with the HIDTA Atlanta Field Office, GBI West Metro, Georgia Department of Natural Resources, and Chief Mark Ammerman with Henry County Police Department. This was a huge operation. This was a huge group of people that we were able to go after, and I'm looking forward to being able to take these cases to court and getting their day in court, getting the prosecution that they deserve and that the community deserves. Of course, we know that everyone here today that's on our chart and this is a part of this investigation is innocent until proven guilty, but we are looking forward to making sure that we keep these communities safe and looking forward to the impact that we had. Thank you.
Good afternoon, y'all. My name is Marie Broder. I am the District Attorney for the Griffin Judicial Circuit. That is Fayette, Spalding, Pike, and Upson counties. I want to start by thanking Sheriff Long for having me here, and I want to say a special thanks to my sheriffs. Sheriff Kilgore from Upson County, Sheriff Thomas from Pike, Sheriff Babb in Fayette, and Sheriff Dix in Spalding. I am very lucky to have a wonderful working relationship with these sheriffs, and it makes our entire community safer. I am so proud of the work that all of these law enforcement agencies did to make this come to fruition. There was so much work done behind the scenes in an operation this size, and it really is incredible what has been done. Today is a monumental day for the Griffin Judicial Circuit and the Talladega Circuit. Today, with Operation Crystal Web, we took down prolific drug dealers who were spewing poison into the streets of our communities. These traffickers were profiting off of people's pain. I sometimes hear people say that drug crimes are victimless, but I must disagree. Ask the mother who lost her son to a methamphetamine overdose, or the child whose mother succumbed to her addiction. Methamphetamine is a poison, and these men and women were trafficking it all over our counties. These dealers, these traffickers, they will feel the weight of the law from my office and from the Talladega Circuit's office. Drug dealers, time is up. Pack up and move out. We will find you, we will continue to find you, and we won't stop. Thank you.
Everyone in custody here today, were they charged with racketeering?
Not everyone. Let me get the list here for you. I have some that were charged with trafficking. I know Mr. Harrison was charged with racketeering. Many of them were charged with conspiracy to traffic or conspiracy to possess. And I believe that there were several in the Butts County Jail that are charged with racketeering and trafficking as well.
All of the charges in this case involve methamphetamine.
Yes, there was some marijuana as well, but the main drug that we were targeting in this investigation was methamphetamine.
But everybody arrested had a methamphetamine-related charge against them.
Yes.
And one of the things to realize is that you'll have different charging decisions from each district attorney's office. All of the one in the Talladega Judicial Circuit, at this point in time, we are looking at prosecuting under the Racketeering Act. So
Was there any,
different charges for different ones based off of the crimes committed.
was there any gang involvement?
So one of the things we're noticing is these types of drug investigations do start to look at gang activity. Methamphetamine isn't one of the ones that sees a ton of gang activity, but by doing the drug investigations, we're not saying we're targeting meth, we're targeting drug dealers. And so if we find that you're a drug dealer and this type of drug activity that does lead to the gang activity, and those are going to have those gang-related charges. We haven't seen the gang-related charges come into this particular case, but that's one of the things, and one of the components that's really important in this type of operation is we're looking for the gang activity. You're looking for human trafficking, drug trafficking, gang activity. All of that is a part of this type of investigation. It just happened to be that this type of investigation resulted in the methamphetamine, the drug, as a part of it.
The all-white prison, the all-white gang that originated behind bars,
Ghostface Gangsters.
reputed to be heavily involved in methamphetamine, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Are they involved in this at all?
We haven't seen a ton of that in this particular operation, no. Any other questions?
I wonder if we could get Sheriff Long back up here.
Can you give us a soundbite about the total number of people arrested?
That's what I was going to ask.
Yes, so on the cases here that'll be prosecuted in Talladega Judicial Circuit, 70, roughly 70 individuals was arrested. All 70 of those individuals are charged under the RICO Act. The investigation with Sheriff Dixon West Metro, 20 individuals were charged there, so we're talking a total of 90 individuals across the state of Georgia has been arrested.
What does that say about this area?
That we're not going to tolerate it whatsoever. My staff, every sheriff standing behind me, the SACs of the GBI, the DEA, FBI, we're going to work together, and we're going to do whatever it takes to eliminate drugs in our communities. 86% of all crimes committed in America are either drug crimes or drug-related crimes. As we knock these drugs out, we've seen it right here firsthand in this community. We've been so proactive on drugs. Last year, we finished our year with 13 burglaries. When I took office in 2013, we had 194. but we're relentless and we pursue nonstop those that's going to distribute drugs in our community.
Was there a time when you realized how big this was, and what was that like?
So the agents, when they first started, we were targeting what we thought was a small group in our county, and it didn't take long at all to realize how big this was going. And one thing I'll say, every county that got involved, we could have took down what we had here, but we would have still had problems all over the state of Georgia. And we would have people replace that. But when you can identify from the bottom all the way to the top and take everybody out in between, that's how you shut down. You got to shut down the entire organization, and that's exactly what these counties did.
This Harrison guy that's at the top, can you talk about, is he from your county?
He's not. He's from Spalding County.
Spalding County, but can you tell us how he fits into this whole thing?
So Harrison, right under Harrison was, on our case, was Kimberly Chapman that went by Kimbo. She was out of Meriwether County, but she was supplying supplying two other people that were supplying people throughout our county. Harrison was actually supplying Chapman, but Harrison in our case was the top of the line. Then of course the Spalding County Sheriff's Office West Metro has done their investigation, and once that case is closed, I'm sure there's probably somebody above him that they've identified, and their day will come.
Can you tell us how many kilos a month? Can you tell us how many kilos of meth a month or a week this network distributed?
I would say they probably 10 kilos a week is what they were, a rough guesstimate, about 10 kilos of methamphetamines a week. So about 22 pounds of meth a week is what they were distributing across middle Georgia.
This network?
Yes, sir.
That's thousands of doses.
Right, thousands and thousands.
Is there a street value of these?
The street value on just what we've actually seized through the operation is about $225,000 worth of methamphetamines.
And again, how much was that in terms of quantity?
I'm sorry?
How much in quantity was that?
10 pounds of meth.
What kind of dent does this make in trafficking drugs in Middle Georgia?
I think it's going to make a huge dent. I can tell you here in my community, on this board, there's about 47 people from my county that's now in my jail. So we will definitely see a sudden decrease in thefts and burglaries and violent crimes as well, because we're knocking out these addicts and these dealers.
Why do you think so many drug dealers chose this area to do their business?
I don't think they actually chose this area. I think that if you just look at any community in the state of Georgia or any community in the country, they have a drug problem. The difference is in this county, the counties represented here today, we're not going to turn a blind eye to it. We're going to investigate and dig and dig and dig until we identify you, we arrest you, and we prosecute you.
Marshal Biddick, can you tell us why the federal involvement is here?
Yep. Both us and the FBI were here.
I know you've only been doing this about 40 years.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but from the federal aspect, both the Marshal Service and the FBI were here in a support role. We were here to help make these arrests today and to support the sheriffs and officers here. So we were here solely in a support role.
Why is it important for the Marshal Service, FBI, and DEA to be involved?
Well, we probably bring some things to the table that we're able to help them with when it comes to tracking fugitives and the, the things that we do normally.
Will any body cam footage be released of any of the arrests? Body cam.
I'm sure there will be, but
Sorry.
I'm sure there will be, but once we've still got a ways to go. We've still got 125 officers out making arrests as we speak right now. So it could be next week before they're available.
Videos we would hold during pending investigations and prosecution. So any body cam videos, any videos of evidence seized, that would happen after the trials.
Is there a lasting impression you leave on the community? We were out, they arrested, I guess, might have been a husband and wife, but there's kids in the house. What is your plea that you're doing this, stop it, because it's not only you that you're leaving behind.
Well, I say it every time we do this. We've been very, very proactive, and I say this over and over and over. We have resources to get the addict the help they need before it's too late. Ultimately, who's suffering from this is the children or the family members. That's who's suffering besides the community they're destroying. And we've told them time and time again, all you got to do is walk into this sheriff's office, ask for me, tell me you need help, and I will put them in touch with somewhere they can go to a rehab free of charge. But once the case is made, the deal's off the table, and we're going to continue to push and push and push.
Well, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about the dealer.
The dealer?
In the house, there's kids in the house, they take the mom, you know what I mean? Now you need the kids in the mom. What are you saying to the dealers about, hey, you better think of the people that you're in rehab before you get into it? So I don't know what you're trying to, if that's the message you're trying to get out. Pick another profession, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. I think the DA from the Griffin Circuit said it best. Either pick another profession or pack up and move out of the state of Georgia, because I'm not going to stand for it, and all these sheriffs standing behind me is not going to stand for it, and we're going to continue to pursue you until 1, you're arrested, 2, you quit, or 3, you're out of our area, and we're not going to stop. Any other questions?
You've got, and would be multiplication, correct, 64 photos on this board. All these people have been taken into custody?
Not as of yet. They have not been taken into custody. There's some others that's not on the board that's in custody, but they're still out. I think the last count I had is this morning. I believe we were around 40 that's actually been in custody or been taken into custody, so they're still out, going location to location trying to apprehend them.
So the 90 that you talk about, there are 90 arrest warrants?
No, well, just my office took 140 arrest warrants for roughly 70 people.
So, but the total of 90 people.
Then the Spalding County and West Metro had 20 people, and I don't know how many arrest warrants they took, but they had 20 people there.
But how many people are in custody of those 90?
We're about probably 45, and I don't know what Spalding County or West Metro, how many they have in custody. You'd have to ask them.
So you took 45 people into custody here.
So far, 45 so far, yes ma'am.
And then just to get some more details on Mr. Joshua here. So just to clarify, he's in Spalding County right now. He was taken into custody, or is he still outstanding?
No, he was taken into custody in Spalding County. He's been transferred over here. He's in our jail being processed in on the RICO charges here as well. But he's charged in both counties is where he's charged.
So about 90 suspects have been charged with methamphetamine related offenses. All 70 charged in the
Butts County, right.
Will be charged with RICO.
Right.
And many of those charged and others charged in Spalding County, but in the Griffin Circuit maybe.
Yes, everybody arrested in Butts County has either a sale, distribution, trafficking, or possession of methamphetamines. Every one of them.
So 45 of the 70
are in custody. Right.
Sheriff Dix, do you know how many are in custody in your cases?
12 out of 20 right now.
Okay.
Charges and the also have to understand this is not just a point where the information is being we're investigating that will go on from this point forward. And if those charges are prudent and those charges are necessary as far as the RICO Act and as far as the gang charges, they will be added as this investigation continues.
Could that include other states if this goes any higher?
If it leads us to another state, then we'll go to another state. Wherever it takes us, we are going to go. We will lead and we will follow this investigation as far as it takes us and as far as we can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
I miss you guys. Long time no see. It's probably a lot better.
No.
Can you spell your name for everybody?
I texted you this morning, actually, there was some videos.
Yes, and,
Some of my competitors have been